All right, so we are now live. So welcome you guys to this. Like I said, introduce yourself, say your name, where you're joining from, and whether you are on the wait list or you have been admitted. And like I said, if you join this Okorie Messi, you've always been leaving your mic on. Please, as you join, put off your mic, mute yourselves so that you will not disturb the house. All right, so sorry, Daisy, please go ahead.
Good afternoon. My name is Ashibobo Adeze, and I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. And I was admitted as one of the winners. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Um, Adibe Okeoma.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adibe Okeoma Eugene.
Oh,
I am joining from Jos Plateau State.
It's nice.
are you admitted or you are on wait list?
A link was sent to me to join the meeting.
Okay. Wait, this Messi, this person that is Okorie Messi Chinecherem, please stop unmuting yourself. You've unmuted yourself severally. I tried to mute you. You always unmute yourself and you have a very noisy background. Please stop it. All right, next person, Emedion Uford Brown. Can you introduce yourself? Okay, since you're not talking, Akin Bode.
I think we should just give two more people, then we begin because it's past
Good
2
morning,
o'clock.
sir. Good morning, everybody. My
Yeah,
name is Akibode. I'm joining from Abeokuta. I was admitted. I was admitted into the course. Thank you, sir.
okay.
Is there any other thing I need to say, sir?
Nothing else for now.
That's
If there's any
fine.
other
Yeah.
thing, we'll let you know. All right, so I would want us to continue the introduction on the chat box. Type your name, where you're joining from. If you have not done that, and whether you have been admitted or you are still on the wait list, so that we can continue. We can start now because we don't have time. We just don't want to spend more than 1 hour on this orientation so that people can go their normal businesses. All right, so welcome you guys to this orientation, and this is the orientation for our 12 weeks skills acquisition program, and we are happy to have all of you here. We're happy to meet you guys today, um, and I'm joined here with one of my colleagues, Precious, the founder of Dream to Impact, and also Vida, the founder of Kuralif. So I'm going to leave the baton to Precious. He would walk us through the process. Like today, we said in the email that this is an opportunity for us to um, meet you guys and tell you guys what you should be expecting within the next couple of weeks. Because from now till September, I believe that we will be seeing ourselves often until the end of this program. So it is good for us to tell you the background, the overview of this program, what we want to achieve, what you're going to be going through, what you're going to be experiencing within the next couple of weeks, and at the end of the day, what you will go home with. So I leave the stage to
Baton.
Precious now to
Yes.
start
Hello,
from where I
everyone.
stopped.
My name is Precious Chibike Okebu, and as Stanley has introduced me, can everybody hear me?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Precious, go ahead. We can hear you. Precious.
I
Hello,
think it's
Precious.
network.
Well, we were hearing him before. He was,
Can everybody hear me now?
Yes.
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. That's better. Okay, so let me reshare my screen.
Do you have a network challenge?
Right. We
Or
have resolved
Precious?
our yeah, resolved. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's okay. It has been okay
Okay,
since.
so welcome everybody. My name is Precious Chibuke Okebo. I am the founder of Dream to Impact, one of the partners in the normal skill acquisition program. Right. So welcome to the orientation session. Right. So you can address me as Precious or you can address me as Chibuke. Please, no SARS. Yeah. Thank you. So we'll begin. Before we begin this session, I want everybody to so your names, right? Please change your names if possible to your full names. Please no nicknames because that helps us to track participation, so engagement, because there'll be a lot of engagement in this session, right? So to help us to see who are people engaging, how we are going to award points, you get to, because there are going to be prizes, you get. So the more engaging you are, the more points you accumulate, right? So please, if possible, in fact, it's not possible, if it's not, it's compulsory. So correct or change your names to your full names if you don't have it done already. So, and we'll begin. So let's get started. So before this session, I want everybody to pick a piece of paper and pen, right? So write down the most important thing you want to get out of this orientation session, right? So you just have 2 minutes because it helps us to track. It helps you track your progress. It helps you reflect. Okay, so after this session, what have you were you able to achieve what you set out to achieve for the day, right? So 2 minutes, you have 2 minutes, write down your session, your intentions for the session. Then after you're done, I'll just call two people randomly or three people to ask them what their intentions are. So I've given everybody 3 minutes now to write down their intentions. I'm still seeing people's names saved as somebody name saved as Samsung. So again, you would want to change your name to your full name because it helps us track participation, right? And if you get any points awarded, we want to be sure that people we are speaking to is the right person, or people we are awarding the points to is the right person. So if you have your name saved as your nickname or random names, you might lose your points you get. So correct the change your name to your actual name pretty much. We have 2 minutes more for intention setting. They say 1 minute more.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay, so now that's done. I hope first I'll just before I go with the intention setting, right? So I just want to ask a few people or one person, how was that for you, right? So I'll call Favor Chidera. Please can you unmute yourself? And if possible, turn on your camera and let's engage. How was this intention setting for you? Favor Chidera, if you can hear me, yeah,
Okay.
unmute yourself. Yes.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and
All
clear.
right. Thank you so much. Okay, so for me, the intentions I want to get from this is to understand the scheduling, the timetable, how the whole program will turn out to be, and then to know if there's going to be certifications, to know if there's going to be advanced classes. I know it's going to be online. I mean, it was stated it's going to be a virtual class, right? And
Session.
yeah, that's the most thing I want to pick out from me, the timing. Thank you.
Nice. That was very, very nice, Favor. So I'll call on that person.
Hello, Precious. Are you having network challenge? Precious, are you there? Is it Precious? Oh, well, that is, of course, we know that network can always be a challenge, and this is part of the thing. You see, network has knocked him out of the whole process. But then, um, while we wait for him to join, the house will not be that quiet. Um, I would I would want you guys to continue. So,
I
Precious,
think
are
they
you
Mhm.
back?
can write
Yes,
down.
I'm
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
Stanley is back.
So I heard from the first person. So now let's hear from Blessing. Blessing Ogbeide. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, Osagiede, yes, Blessing Osagiede. If you can hear me, please unmute your mic and tell us your intentions for the session.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Good
cannot
afternoon.
switch to video right now. I can hear
No
you.
problem. Yes.
I joined when you were asking favor about our intentions. I believe it's our intention for joining this meeting right now, right? Because I didn't get the
Yes.
message before then.
Okay, so as the next person is answering, you can. So, its intentions for this session, particularly, what do you hope to gain out of this session, out of the orientation session? So I'm going to call on that person, so you can learn from them in the intention setting. So, Akimbode
I think
Ayomiku, Akimbode Ayomiku Opeoluwa, please
Yes, good
unmute your
afternoon.
mic. Good afternoon. Okay.
My intention for this meeting is one, to know what is expected of me throughout
Mm-hmm.
the program.
Mm-hmm.
Then number two is that I would like to know what I am going to get out of it, like the skill. Is it something that I can present in any organization that's going to be acceptable,
Mm-hmm.
or is there something I'm still going to do more after
Mm-hmm.
that? Then number three, I'd like to know about the company, what they have done, and the people that have also benefited from this probably previously, if they
Mm-hmm.
are alumni and what they have been doing. Thank you.
Okay, nice to hear from you, Akin. That was such a beautiful point, just beautiful point, succinctly illustrated, right? So we hear from the next person, um, Nzekwe Sandra, please, if possible, unmute your mic. And yes, Sandra Nzekwe, can you can you unmute your mic and speak?
Okay.
Yes,
Hello,
thank you so
everyone.
much. Hello.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, Sandra.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm glad to be here. And what I want to learn from this section, I would like to know how the section will be carried out
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the month. So I would like to learn this, to know the outlines of the skills we are supposed to learn every week and how it will go. So we'll know how to like work it out with our own time in other things we are doing. So I like something like timetables that will guide us so that we'll know how it's being planned. So that is what I would like to learn. Thank you.
Nice to hear from you, Sandra. Yes.
Thank
So
you.
with these sessions you people have set, right? So it shows that you people are really inquisitive. You want to know the structure of the program. You want to know what is expected of you, right? And how you can succeed in this program, right? So we're going to get into it, right? So the session objectives, right? So by the end of this session, you understand the goals, the structure, and the value of the skill acquisition program. We'd also gain clarity on the schedule and milestones for upcoming weeks because the session is going to run from June 27th because this is the first session, the orientation session, to the end, which is September 19th, right? So you also be equipped with key information and tools needed to maximize your success in the program, and you also be energized and motivated, right? So that's what you would hope. We hope that you would achieve in this session, right? So, and one more thing I want to state, right? If you can hear me and if I ask a question and you get it, you can just maybe put a thumbs up so I know everybody's following me. You understand? And also, if you want to speak, even though there is a time to speak at the end of the session, you can raise your hand. So, yes, so we proceed. So, what is the overview of the summer skill acquisition program, right? So, the summer skill acquisition program started out as a partnership between three organizations, right? So Education African Scholars Global Connect, which is EduAfric for short, Dream to Impact, which is based in Nigeria, and ProLive, which is based in Ghana, right? So the founders of the
Are you
session,
doing
or
the C
rather
part of the
online
question?
skill acquisition
Are you
program,
doing the C
are
part of the
uh,
question? Yeah, do it now. What are you waiting for? Ask you.
sorry, please, Ebenezer, please can you mute your mic? Was Ebenezer speaking? So this is Mr. Stanley Anupocha, who is the founder and chairman of the board of EduAfric. He's also a human resource practitioner. He has an MSc in public administration from Northern Illinois University in USC, and he loves music, dance, tourism, and meeting new people, right? And this is the founder of Plural Live Ghana, founder and executive director Vidat Saras, right? She's also a social service coordinator at Evergreen Real Estate. She has an MSc in public administration from Northern Illinois University, USC. She enjoys reading, cooking, family time, and giving back to the society. In fact, I want to see claps because we cannot just be hearing these beautiful profiles and not be clapping. So I want to see claps and engagement going on in the background, right? So yes, make this session more active and more lively, right? Yes, lovely. Akinbody is a queer, yes. And the more active you are, the more points you get. So I can just call anybody I feel like is active and just award them points, and it's being tracked. Ebenezer, yes, thank you. So, and this is me, right? So I'm the founder and executive director of Dreams Impact. I'm a consultant, management consultant at HC Bonham. I have a BSc in economics from Lagos State University, and I love art, fashion, and conversations on socioeconomic and cultural issues. Yes. So what is the purpose of the summer skill acquisition program? Why did we, as founders, why did three of us come together to say, okay, this skill acquisition program is really necessary in this time or is relevant in this day? Do you understand? So first, the first intention is to nurture individual potential through intensive hands-on training in research, AI, and academic writing. You'll notice that as the session progresses in facilitation or your coursework, you notice that the classes or the facilitators are going to be taking you through. They're not just going to be teaching you the basic things or things that are mundane, but they are going to be going deep into each of the topics you have. And teaching you about the applicability of each topic, not just the theory of it, right? So we hope that at the end of this, of the facilitation or the end of the skill acquisition program, we've been able to nurture individual potential. We've been able to grow your potential, right? So in through like hands-on training in research, AI, and academic writing, right? So we also hope that we'll be able to empower a new generation of innovative, future-ready problem solvers to transform the African landscape. So we're not just doing it for why we are doing it for each individual, right? For individual potential, grooming individual potential and transforming individuals, but how is that able to translate to Africa as a whole, right? What are the skills that each individual is going to get, and how are they able to use those skills that they've garnered or gained to transform the African landscape, right? So by empowering the new generation, which is we hope that we'll be able to transform the African landscape, right? So, and finally, accelerating long-term potential or long-term impact by impacting participants with rigorous graduate preparation needed to unlock global opportunities. This is specifically for who that apply to the academic and graduate school track, because you see that in the coursework or the courses we have for you is going to prepare you enough where you're able to identify these global opportunities, where you're able to present yourself, your portfolio, right, properly to be able to appeal, to be more appealing to these opportunities, right? Do you get? And so what is the brief overview of the session or the timeline? First of all, the timeline will run from July 5 to September 19th, right? So July 5 being the opening ceremony, then September 19th being the end of the session, right? So the format of the classes will be held fully online and will be guided by expert facilitators. So you're not just learning on your own. You have facilitators that will take you through this session, right? So they'll take you through this session. Assignments would also be given, right? Before each session, we would expect that would give handouts, say maybe a video to watch, some course materials to read in preparation, right? But when during this session, you will now be guided through the classes or the coursework by expert facilitators who are well versed in that particular topic. So the schedule of classes which will run every Saturday. So from July 5 to September 19th, yeah, every Saturday. And I've seen that Sandra is really engaging. Please, Stanley, can you award Sandra 2 points? Sandra and Zekwe. Please, thank you. And so again, the classes will run the classes will run every Saturday during the following period. So 12 to 2 p.m. and it's all in West African time, 3 to 5 p.m. and 6 to 8 p.m. We're not saying that you will have back-to-back classes, 12 to 2, 3 to 5, or 6 to 8. We're not saying that, but you should expect that any of the class would fall within this period every Saturday. But when we provide later in coming days, when we provide you a proper schedule of the academic calendar, you can see, okay, these are the classes you have within each particular period.
Precious, let me
Yeah?
interrupt you. Let me interrupt a bit.
Right.
This thing should be
Yeah.
July 4th, not 5th. July 4th. That is a week from today. Next week, Saturday, is 4th. Yeah, I just typed it on the comment section so it's July 4th. So continue. Hello, Precious, are you there? Hello, Precious.
Hello, can you hear
Your network has your network is really breaking.
me?
Hello, Precious. Wow, 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 wow. Can you hear me now, network? I mean, Precious.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Stanley?
Yeah, your network was
Yes.
breaking.
Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. This MTN network in my area. So
So
the session, so that was a mistake.
I,
It's
I was
July
saying that
4th to,
it's 4th,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, July 4th to September 19th. So I just split out every Saturday of the week, right? So every Saturday from July 4th, which is going to be the opening ceremony, right, which everybody is expected to attend to September 19th, right? So back to the schedule. So the schedule will run for every Saturday, right? So from 12 to 2 p.m., 3 to 5 p.m., and 6 to 8 p.m., right? In this time, we're not saying that you're going to be having back-to-back sessions, right? 12 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, but you should expect that class would fall in any of these particular range, right? Any of these particular times in within those days on Saturday, right? So capstone project, at the end of the 12 weeks, participants in each track will have to
God has
complete a
given us
final
the
capstone
spirit of
project that would,
God.
sorry, who is,
Yeah,
while we also award
just,
points, we also,
just, just continue. At some point,
yeah.
just continue. At the end of it, I will also mention that what some of the
I think
ethics that
you
we
can
should.
also try to remove points. People like distractors. While we're also awarding points, we can also remove points. So -2 for every distraction that is unwarranted, right? So capstone project, at the end of the 12 weeks, participants in each track would have to complete a final capstone project. And this capstone project will showcase their newly acquired skills, right? So it can either be you have like individual project or group project, or you have assessments you get, or assignment, a group assignment that you have to do as to show that okay, you've actually learned in the session, right? So random, I'm just going to call somebody right in the group, right, on the group. So Grace, do you want to speak on what I said on the schedule of the classes, right? Because the more we are going to be engaging, right? So, and you can speak on it, it's good for you to win points, right? So, does anybody want to speak on it, or Grace, do you want to do us the honors to speak on like the overview, the brief, just give us a brief overview of what I said about the summer skill acquisition program. But does anybody want to steal Grace's points?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So basically, you said the program is going to span from July 5th to September 19th, and it's going to be every Saturday from
Actually,
12
July
to 2.
4th, sorry, July 4th, just so
July
you,
4th, July 4th,
yes,
okay, sir. And
yes.
it's going to be every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. West African
Mm-hmm.
time. And also you
Yeah.
mentioned that for every person in each track, at the end of 12 weeks, we're going to be having a capstone project. So we're going to work either maybe in groups or through assessment based on what we've been taught through the past 12 weeks. So we might execute projects to apply all that we've learned over the past 12 weeks. And we are going to be doing that in groups or sometimes individually. So that's all that I've gotten from the
Lovely.
schedule
Please,
for the
Stanley, yeah, thank you so much for your response. Stanley, please, can you award Blessing 2 points? Does anybody want to speak again? I saw your hand was raised, Sandra. Do you want to do us the honors? Any other person, you can raise your hand before we proceed. This is your opportunity to win your points. So 3 points for you that will add up to your total, your accumulative score at the end, and you can become the champion of the summer skill acquisition program. Okay, so no one. Is there
Okay,
any?
can I
Yes,
talk?
okay. Yeah, you can
Okay,
speak.
so
Oh, please, who is
okay.
speaking?
It's me, Sandra.
Okay, yeah, Sandra, hi.
Okay, so the overview, as you said, that the program is starting 4th July to September, and then will be shared into group, and of which the time might be from 12 to 2, 3 to 5, or 6 to 8, but it does not have a particular time.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime it falls into, we can participate. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you also said that the classes will be held online, and there are a lot of experts that will guide us
Mm-hmm.
through the program. So thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah,
So
Precious, wait.
just to correct you, I didn't say
Exactly.
that any time, right? So I said their schedule, so 12 to 2, 3 to 5, and 6 to 8. It means that You're not that you're going to be having classes back to back. Anytime that you see the class schedule, just expect that classes will be slated at that time. You can't, I'm not saying you can decide the time you're going to have your classes. It's the
So
time that is slated within those periods that you be expecting to have classes. You get?
so
Yeah.
let me explain let me explain further
Yeah.
what's happening with this. So wait. Um, so let me explain a little bit further. What it means is that every Saturday we're going to be having three classes, which is for the three tracks. It means that if you applied for just only one track, you are attending only one class. The rest of the classes are not for you. If you applied for two tracks, let's say for instance, you want to learn research track and probably AI, then it means that you have to attend two classes. If you have applied for the three tracks that we're going to teach, it means that you're going to be there for the three classes for that day. It means after the first class, you will take a break of 1 hour, you join the next class, take a break, and then you join the last class. So, but then if you do only one, you are doing only one class for that day. So it's three different classes, not three the same class. I think someone was asking that question on the chat box, and I made
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
cleared that person on that. All right,
Yeah.
continue. I think people
So,
are raising
so
their
can,
hands. But probably at the
yeah,
end of the session, we would have an opportunity for question and answer.
yeah.
So
So there are questions and answers at the end.
yeah, just run down the session. People, if you have a
Yes.
question, you can be jotting it down somewhere so that when there is time for us to ask questions, you raise your hand and ask question. Thank you. Just run down the
Yeah.
session down so that people,
Yeah.
because whatever we are going to be saying now may even be in what you want to say in the session. So
Mhm.
just run down the session.
Yeah. So who was the last person that spoke? Was it Sandra? The last person that spoke?
Yes, it's me, Sandra.
Okay. Yeah, please can you Stan, can you award Sandra 1 point? The previous person was 2 points, but award Sandra 1 point.
The
Thank
previous
you.
person, the previous person, is it Blessing who?
I think Blessing Osagiede.
Blessing Osagede.
Osagede,
Okay.
okay. Sorry for yeah. So Sandra gets 1 point. Yes. So moving on. So the training tracks, right? We have three tracks. The first track is the research track, which entails research design, data analysis, academic publication, and academic writing. So the courses are going to be within this scope, the scope of research design, data analysis, academic publication. So we believe that after the research track, um, everybody participating is going to be well versed or has a semblance of knowledge in how to publish a research paper or research article, right? Okay, so the academic and graduate school prep track. So what this entails is you're going to be doing scholarship sessions that are going to be about scholarship applications. So how to prepare you on, say, your personal statement of purpose. There's going to be a CV and resume workshop, right? And after that, we also hope that successful participants in this track will be matched to mentors who are going to guide them in application, graduate school application, right? And we have the tech and AI track. So this is going to be on practical training on emerging technologies and artificial intelligence. So things that future ready skills on technology are going to be covered in this track. So how do you succeed? I think this is the part that everybody is waiting for. How do you succeed in this program, right? So full attendance across all sessions is strictly compulsory to stay on track. When we mean full attendance, we are strict to the attendance, right? Because the more attendance you get, the more your points are accumulating. And if you miss a session, your points are going to be deducted, which might mean at the end of the session, you might not graduate, right? So full attendance, we are very strict with attendance. You have to attend every session that is on your track, right? So everybody has to attend, obviously, the orientation session, right? And the opening ceremony, right? But consequently, the sessions that you don't register for, say you're not on research track, you don't necessarily have to attend research track courses or sessions. Only the sessions that you are registered for, will be able to track that. So you have to bring your energy to every class. You have to engage in every question and answer, the activities that will be discussed, every discussion, because the more engaging you are, the more points are accumulating. You see some people here have started accumulating points, which is going to count to their final capstone or their final points you get. So throughout the sessions, our facilitators might be giving away prizes. Yes, there are some facilitators that have said that they'll be giving some prizes away, right? So if you're engaging in that session, you do your assignments, you complete whatever task that is given to you, you might just be the lucky person and stand a higher chance of winning that particular program. This is besides the normal prizes that will be given at the end for the participants, the winning participants, different from the participant facilitator prizes that will be given in their individual sessions. So you have to complete and deliver all track assignments as at and when due. If they say you have to complete something by 12, no excuses. We want to see your deliverables by 12. By that time, this thing happened by that time. If there's anything where you're unable to complete a particular assignment, maybe you have to send in a valid reason, and that can be considered. No guarantees, but that's better than just maybe where you missed the deadline, you're not coming with excuses. Yeah, so complete all and deliver all tracks and your progress is recorded. So you have to take ownership of your growth. While there's going to be facilitators that are going to guide you through each of these sessions, right? But we'll be giving course materials, we'll be giving maybe videos to watch, right? Things that will help you prepare for the courses. And if you're not engaging, you might be left behind, right? We'll try our best to carry everybody along, but ownership, your progress in this program depends mostly on you, on your zeal, on your tenacity to actually want to know better, and your curiosity. Yeah, so your goals in this session on the program are skill mastery, right? So you should be aiming to master skill in whatever track you are in, right? Global readiness and competitiveness, because that's what the curriculum was created for, that in that regard, right? To help you be globally ready, right? Not just knowing the theories of whatever course you've been given, right? Or whatever track you were placed into, right? Or rather you joined. But how can you be better than the rest of than everybody, the rest of the people? Do you understand? So you have to be actionable. So actionable impact, right? How does these sessions, the classes you're taking, how is it translating or how is it transcending to impact, right? Where you're not just learning, but how are you applying those skills you're learning, either in changing, as we said, the focus is on transforming the African landscape, right? But how are you doing it either for yourself, right? Because obviously we believe that as an individual, if there's an impact, there's a measurable impact in yourself, you're also going to be able to translate that impact to Africa, right? And strategic networking, right? So you'll be seeing very, very successful people that will be facilitating you, right? But beyond just networking up, you're also networking with your peers, right? So the program is good for you to network, right? Reach out to people in your cohort. You're going to be grouped, right? Reach out to people in your cohort, people in your groups, engage with them, do you understand? And network and make new connections and new friends. Yeah, so we're moving on to a very interesting part of the session, right? So this is an energizer, right? And it's to make us refreshed and also help people win more points. But beyond winning points, but help us relax, help us be energized and motivated for the future parts of the session. So this energizer is called World Traveler. I want to see how well versed everybody here or people here are good with with countries of the world, right? Do you know the countries of your world? So the instructions, each slide has a set of letters and icons that represent a country, right? So you have 10 seconds to brainstorm track. You're going to brainstorm for 10 seconds, right? And if even beyond the 10 seconds, if you know your answer already, the answer to the question, you put the answer in the comment section, right? Stanley is going to be there. Stanley and Vida, they're going to keep track of that, right? So for each correct answer or each correct point, each correct answer, you get 2 points, right? And it is fastest fingers first, right? So person that imputes the correct answer first in the comment section win. That's why we told everybody to put their correct names, right? So if you put if you win, your answer will be recorded. So is that clear, or does everybody want me to repeat the instructions again? When game starts. If you want me to if you repeat the instructions, you can raise your hand, or if it's clear for you, you can thumbs up or okay, repeat the question. So Lolade, right? So I'm going to be going to the slides, right? And Chidima wants me to repeat the question. Okay, no problem. So each slide has a set of letters, right? So the letters and icons represent a country, right? So it's like a puzzle, right? You're supposed to piece out what those letters and those icons mean, right? And what country are they speaking to, right? You have 10 seconds to brainstorm. So if you see those letters in this slide, right, on the slide, you have 10 seconds to think about it and brainstorm. And if you get your answer before the 10 seconds or even at the 10-second round, you impute your answer in the chat box. Do you understand? Fastest answer in the chat box gets 2 points. Do you get? So is that clear? If it's clear, please thumbs up or anything that shows that it's clear. Yes, okay. It's clear for most people on the call. I can see. Yes, so let's begin. So this is the first. You have 10 seconds to brainstorm what this is speaking to. Okay, so that's it. Stanley, please can you record the first answer? This is it. So this is Japan, right? So
Yeah, it's like the first person that tapped it is lady, what was it? Lady Natty. I can't Lady Itra Natty.
yes, so just record 2 points for Lady Nazi. And I hope that's your correct name because that's what we'll be using to track the accumulation of your points, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. So next round is, again, remember you have 10 seconds to brainstorm. Okay, so that is it. The answer is Botswana. Do we have winners? Do we have people that got it, Stanley?
Of course.
Yes.
Let me check. Well, the first person that okay, USA. I didn't see anybody. I didn't see anybody. It's I think it's that typed Botswana. Is it when you mentioned the Botswana that she typed it?
Uh, I don't know because I'm not sure. When was that said? Let
Yeah, I
me just
think
give her the point. Maybe the next round will make sure everybody will be monitoring the screen, right? The chat box to make sure that there are no new responses because I'm not monitoring this chat because I'm sharing my screen. Is that clear?
yeah, all right.
Yes. So the next round is this. So 10 seconds. And before I display the answer, I'll make sure they're so what is this? What is this? So everybody's time is up. Do we have responses in the chat box? I'll make sure new responses are coming in. And Stanley.
Everybody have tapped Ukraine.
Yes, so yes, Ukraine. The first person, who is the first person? Record, give the person 2 points. The first answer
I
there.
think it's Madu Abuchi Blaze.
Yes, yeah. Mario Abuchi Blaze gets 2 points. Next round, 10 seconds. Okay, time is up. Time is up. Do we have responses in the chat box, Stanley?
Yeah, everybody is typing Jamaica.
Yes, so the first person, Jamaica, the first person to type Jamaica wins, takes the 2 points. Who's that?
Madu Abuchi again.
Yes, okay. So next round, 10 seconds. Okay. Time is up. Time is up. Do we have comments in the chat box,
You
Stanley?
have Poland, France,
Okay.
China. This person wants to type
So the
China.
answer is Poland, right? Who is the first person to type the answer?
Is this Abuchi again?
Abuchi has 2 points again.
Again.
Wow. Okay. And the final one. Um, time is up. Time is up. Do we have comments in the chat box, Stanley?
Mm, yeah, I think we
Yeah.
have okay, we have Thailand, China, India, Haiti.
The answer is United Kingdom,
And nobody
right? So
tapped
did
it.
anybody have that? Nobody typed that, so no points, but the answer is United Kingdom, right? And so that brings us to the end of the game, right? So just to call a few people on how, especially Madu Abuchi, right? Madu Abuchi wants to hear from you. I want to hear from you on how the game was and how you were able to brainstorm and answer so quickly. Yeah, so Madu Abuchi, if you can hear me, unmute your mic and speak. Madu Abuchi, Blaze. How do you feel?
Somebody raised
Their hand?
somebody raised the point that Madabuchi edited his Poland answer. Let me check it. Let me check. Because if it is edited, I will know that it is edited. Let me check. Uh,
Okay.
thank God that we are all in
No cheating here.
yeah. Let me check. Let
So
me be
yeah,
sure
Madu
that
Abuchi, I want to hear
it
from you
wasn't
how
edited.
as
If it was edited, then he will lose the point. Where is that place he typed that Poland thing? Okay, I can see it is edited.
okay, so then he loses the point for
Madabuchi will
Madu
lose
was
that
there.
point.
Yes, so at least he gets how many points does he have? Apart
So
from
what we'll do is, okay, since he edited it, and the next person that's typed after him is Ololade Elizabeth.
Ololade, yes, okay. I think yes,
So
Ololade
let's
gets that 2 points. Yes.
yeah, let's give it to Ololade.
So Madu Abuchi, I want to hear from you. please unmute your mic and tell us how the game went, how you're able to brainstorm so quickly. If you can hear me and if you can speak. Okay, I think I don't. So, Edith Young, sorry, Umed Young Ufort Brown, can you unmute your mic and tell us how the Energizer was? Ufort, can you hear me?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ufort.
My name is Amy John Brown. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, Mid Young.
Okay, the Energizer was quite interactive, although I didn't participate much because my network was
I think your network is even having issue now. Yes, yes. So I want to hear from another person. Dansu Mata Mautin. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. How was the Energizer, Dansu? And after Dansu speaks, then Adedinro Osama Abiodu can speak because the hand is raised. Dansu, do you want to speak? Can you unmute your mic, Dansu, and speak? Remember, the more engaging you are, the more points you win. So this is to me, this is not, don't hide in your shells, speak up, right? Be engaging because we're all trying to learn here.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Nobody's going to judge you for wrong answers. Yeah.
Okay, the session was engaging and it was fun. Yes,
Yeah, so
that's all.
engaging and fun. Do you think you learned anything from it, right? Was it
Yes, I
the
learned
brainstorming
how
process?
to,
Yeah.
yes, how to brainstorm. Yes, how to brainstorm. Yes.
Yes. So Adediran, yeah. Adediran, after Adediran, then we have Alphonsus. Ahonsu, right? Theophilus, then that's all. So Adediran, please unmute your mic and speak, then Theophilus goes next.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Adediran. How are you? Yeah, I can
Am I
hear you
audible
loud
enough?
and clear. Yeah, who is
Yeah,
speaking? Is it
yeah.
Adediran or Theophilus? Adediran,
Yes,
yes.
Adedra. It's
Yes,
I
go
Adedra.
think
on.
I think this is Adedinro. She
Yeah, Adediran
Adedinro.
Osama Abiodun,
Yes,
yes.
it's Adedra.
Yes.
The section
So go
is
on, go on.
the section is good and interesting, and Energizer section is very good. I enjoy it, but unfortunately, I cannot participate in the Energizer section because my network is not good. I just change network.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
this opportunity.
You're welcome. You're
That's,
welcome, Aditi. Yes.
that's all.
So, yes. Next person is Ahonsu Theophilus. Ahonsu
Hello, sir. Can you
Theophilus,
hear me?
speak loud and clear.
Okay, sir. So, although I've been practicing puzzle from sometimes, I was able to get the what was it called? The energizer, but I wasn't fast enough to type the answer before everybody typed it. But I think I have to work on my typing speed actually. Okay,
Don't
thank you,
worry,
sir.
there are many opportunities to win points. No problem. Yeah, you're welcome. Many opportunities to win points you get. So this is just an introduction to the energizers and games you have for everybody, right? So, and I think this is the last part of today's session, right? This deep dive into the summer skill acquisition program tracks, right? So we'll begin with the research track topics, right? So we have introduction to modern research and topic selection. So how is research done in today's time, right? What are the techniques you need to know? How do you select topics where you're not just selecting random topics, but topics that are beneficial, right? And topics that are impactful. Yeah, so AI assisted literature reviews, right? Because While some people shy away from AI, but AI can actually help you in terms of research, not in terms of writing your paper, but how are you able to use it to review? You just say you have like 100, before, if you want to research before AI times, you will read 100 articles and 100 papers, right? And just say you want to pick one specific line and you're reading 100 papers, right? But with AI, you can prompt AI to help you do the review, right? To help you pick the points you need, right? Then you use your human discretion to actually read the particular points, right? So instead of reading, say, 100 papers just to find out that 10 papers are good or or where you can find your points, AI helps you do that. Then what you can just do is now read the beneficial one or the relevant papers and you pick your points, right? So formulating research questions and choosing methods, right? Because this is actually very important because this can actually mar or make your research paper. How are you able to, especially if you're doing primary research where it involves survey, right? But what kind of questions are you going to ask the participants? How are you going to ask those questions where they're able to answer the particular and specific things that you need for your research? Right. So building effective surveys and Google Forms and the best practices to this, right? How do you build effective surveys? How do you organize your topics or your questions rather? So because most times when people see a lot of questions, especially participants, and it's just long and they might not end up filling it, right? But how are you able to put together your surveys where people are able to answer it effectively? Do you understand? Yeah, so how do you handle data handling and visualization basics in Excel, right? So this will involve data cleaning, analysis, and also charts, because it's very important or very useful in research, especially if you're doing research quantitative research or where you're comparing two or more data, right? This would be useful, right? So writing a paper, right? Structuring for flow and clarity. This is actually very important because a good paper, again, is very useful in terms of like publication, right? You don't want to bore people with jargons or unnecessary points, or what is that trajectory, what is the flow of your paper, right? And this particular research topic would help you with that. So automating citations and AI ethics. They are before the age of AI, there are different types of citation method. There's APA and the rest, right? APA is one I know because I'm in social sciences. Do you understand? And there are basics to it, and you do it manually, but there's an app that can help you or some AI tools that can help you with that. So there's Zotero, there's Mendeley, right? It just helps you structure the citation so you don't have to do this manually, right? So adapting research, right? So academic papers, policy briefs, different papers or different research articles have their specifics, right? What does writing an academic paper entail? What does writing a policy brief entail, right? Because an academic paper is okay, you need specific things. Maybe you can include jargons, but a policy brief that say you want to maybe the public is reading, you don't need to include jargons, you understand? So this adapting research will tell you how to, now you have your research paper, but how are you able to tailor your communication, right, to different and varying audiences based on what kind of or what specific kind of paper you are writing, right? So publishing for impact, you have preprint, teach you how to publish in preprint, blogs, and for portfolios, right? So personal branding and LinkedIn optimization for global reach. By the way, this personal branding and LinkedIn optimization for global reach is something that we included for all the tracks because we see that some people, personal branding, right, is actually lacking for a lot of people, and being on LinkedIn or putting yourself out there can actually make your brand, right? The kinds of like say opportunities that you're getting, right? Or the kind of opportunities or networks you have, right? So this is a track that we included for, this is a topic we included for all the tracks. So now the academic and graduate school preparation track, we have profile auditing and application timeline. So this profile auditing is say you're looking at your particular profile. What have you done? What have you been able to accomplish? What does your profile speak to, right? And based on my particular profile, what kind of opportunities can I apply to, right? So it's not just, okay, looking at my profile and, okay, that's it, but I have this particular profile. This is what I'm able to do. These are the skills and talents I have. The opportunities that are out there, what opportunities fits my particular profile, right? So this is what this track talk will help you with, and also application timeline, how to structure the calendar, because there's a when does the application open? When do you need to have written your first draft of your application essays? When do you need to start reaching out to your recommenders? When do you need to create a CV? When do you need to start putting out your application, right? All those things are going to be covered in this track, this topic. Then writing for admissions, right? So we're going to teach you how to write clearly, the tone of and language of your paper, of your essays, and institutional fit, right? Because with graduate school application, you're not just applying the same essay, right? Should not be used, right, for multiple schools, because these schools have their different needs and their different criteria, or also scholarships too. You want why you can have the same, like a generic essay, but this writing for admissions will teach you how to tweak your essays to fit the criteria of each of the schools, right, that you're applying to, or scholarships that you're applying to, based on their particular needs. Do you understand? So crafting statement of purpose and personal statement. By the way, they are very different. Statement of purpose and personal statement, they are very different. They might sound alike, right? But they have different specificities and different criteria. And this is what you'll be learning in this topic track. Then academic CVs versus professional resumes for global opportunities. What's the difference, right? When do you need to submit an academic CV? When do you need to submit a professional resume? What are the things that you need to include in with respect to each of them? So navigating standardized tests, yes. So most schools require candidates or applicants to write IELTS or TOEFL or GRE or GMAT, right? So this topic track is going to teach you how to navigate these tests. What tests are what tests are which, and which one is beneficial for you, right? Say you're applying to business school, which do you write the GRE or do you write the GMAT? Is English your first language? Should you decide to write the IELTS or the TOEFL? Which one is beneficial for you, because you want to max out on gaining the best you get to optimize your chances of securing graduate opportunities. And then funding strategies. This is actually because let's be honest, if you gain admission and you don't gain funding, it's pretty much the same thing as not getting admission at all, because you will not be able to use it, right? So these funding strategies this topic would help you to identify scholarships, either internal scholarships that the school has, say graduate assistantships, research assistantships, or external scholarships. There are a lot of external scholarships like MasterCard, Erasmus Mundus. How are you able to identify these scholarships, right? And which of these scholarships partner with some schools, right? So these funding strategies help you do that, would help you learn how to do that. So now the art of cold email, right? So contacting professors and potential supervisors, right? Especially if you are interested in applying to research, like say research degree, say PhD, right? Or a master's degree that is more that you will be required to publish a research article that is more research based. To boost your chances, it's usually good to maybe contact the professors, because some professors have like research openings or slots, right? And if you contact them and they like your profile, it can actually boost your chances of admissions, because especially schools that have where the professors are the one providing the funding, right? Doing this would help increase your admission, right? And it also helps you to know, okay, when is it right? This based on the program I'm applying to, is it useful to send a cold email or is it useful to not? Because sometimes sending a cold email when it's not needed is pretty much useless. So you want to be very strategic in when you'll be sending a cold email and for which schools or application you'll be sending them to. Yes, again, professional branding, right? Because most of the opportunities out there, they look at your LinkedIn, right? They see, okay, what have you been doing on LinkedIn? How do you sell yourself, right? On LinkedIn, how do you what does your LinkedIn speak to your personal brand? How are people able to identify you based on this your LinkedIn? And also managing referees, right? Because the graduate school of application, I would say, unfortunately, is not just you, right? It's also people that are able to speak to you, your referees, right? And we know that in Nigeria, most of the referees write very basic letters, and you're applying to people that went to you're competing with people that went to the best schools. You're competing to people that recommenders are able to speak in detail about what they've done, right? And so this managing referees will help you manage your referees pretty much, right? Help you draft brag sheets. Okay, this is what I want you to help me include in my recommendation. This is how I want you to tailor it and write it. So recommend some schools. In fact, most of the schools frown against help you writing your recommendations by yourself, right? But quite frankly, most of the lecturers in Nigeria would rather you do it, right? So it's now, okay, how are we able to, the ones that don't want you to do it for them, the ones that want you to do it, how are you able to give them, help support them in writing those recommendations for you? Yes, and also interview prep, right? Some courses or some programs require you that you do require interviews, right? So there'll be a live demo in this session guiding you on, okay, how do you prepare for these interviews? What are the right things to say to be able to sell yourself? You understand? And the final track is the tech and AI track, right? So visual communication, very important, right? How do you use Canva and PowerPoint to be able to sell your points, to be able to effectively communicate where it's not just because most people would rather imagine if I came to this session and there was no PowerPoint to guide you. I'm sure that most of things I've seen be coming out from one ear and leaving the other ear because there is no guide and I'm not able to follow through or you're not able to follow what I'm saying. But um, this session right, this will help you be able to effectively sell your point or communicate better, where your PowerPoints are not just loaded with meaningless things, but the right information. How do you structure it, pretty much? And also solver board. So this topic, guided AI workflows and tutoring. So like, how are you able to, let's say you have you want to use AI to study, right? How are you able to use it to study like for a particular course, right? How are you able to prompt AI to be able to quiz it, right? So it helps you with studying and lessons and stuff like that. The remote workflow, especially for people that are work from home, that work hybrid or work fully remotely, right? How are you able to master the Google Workspace, Slack, and Zoom integration? So teach you the basics, and beyond the basics, right, of this, how you'll be able to manage these tools to manage your personal time and also your professional time, right? So also data handling and visualization basics, right? So very important in this track, um, you know how to use Excel, right? So in terms of like data cleaning, can you clean a raw data, in picking out the most important things that you need for that particular information, or rather the particular project you have? Can you analyze the data to translate it into information, right? How do you analyze it? What kind of charts do you use? Do you understand? And again, personal branding. I'm not going to go through this again because we all know very important for all tracks. An introduction to automation. So there's an app that's called Zapier. It's going to help you learn you're going to be able to connect your apps and save hours, right? So how you fully automated, right? So building systems in Notion, right? So we are going to use Notion to help. The facilitator is going to teach you how to track projects, how your knowledge hubs, your content calendars and whatnot. And navigating the global remote economy using things like, say, Upwork, freelancing, what are the requirements or what are the strategies to proper freelancing, and how can you pitch yourself and sell yourself to clients. So remote work security, right? So spotting scams, protecting data, and securing clients' communication. This was the topic is going to teach you. And advanced prompt engineering, right? Because AI is here to stay, but how are you able to use AI where you're not just asking? So I can ask AI, two people can have the same project, right? And they plan to do something, that same project. But the way they AI would make one person the response of AI just basic and one very detailed, right? So this advanced prompt engineering is going to teach you what are the specific things you need to feed into AI, right? The AI tool, right? So what are the specific things you need to type? How do you construct your sentence to get information? Because this is automated, this computer, garbage in, as they say, garbage out. So it's what you put in there that they'll be able to regurgitate. Do you understand? So yes, that brings us to the end of the session. And I know everybody's expecting like a detailed workflow, a proper academic calendar. That will be in coming days, that will be sent to your academic calendar so you can look okay, what are the tracks, the days you'll be available for, you'll be required to show up. Yes. So now open the floor for questions. Any questions? You ask as many questions as you have,
Thank you,
because that's what
Precious.
we are here for. Yes,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
thank you so much. I really appreciate that detailed explanation. I think you guys should do him a favor by at least clapping for him. It's not easy articulating all of this. Thank you so much. You have made it very easy for all of us. So
I
now
appreciate I
we
appreciate
we will give just like 5 to 10 minutes for questions and answer. If you have any
question.
question, raise your hand. Myself here, Precious and Vida. If we have answers, we will provide. Three
Mm-hmm.
of us are here to answer your questions. So I will be, let me check, let me go through. Okay, so the first person that I'm gonna call based on your hands is Blessing or Sagede. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name well.
Osagede.
So Blessing, unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Blessing, you can unmute and answer and ask your question.
I think Blessing's hand is now
Good afternoon,
maybe.
sir. I'm
Good
here.
afternoon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for the orientation. That's really been enlightening. So I have a question. Can you give more clarity about the capstone project? You said that we are going to be in groups and we have projects to do at the end of every 12 weeks. What if we are in two different tracks? Are we going to engage the project in two different tracks? Can you just give a bit more light on that
Yeah,
project?
yeah, let me explain that. We because we are gonna Jeffta, please can you mute yourself? Because we are gonna have a certificate issued to each of you at the end of this session. You must justify that certificate. How do you justify it? By showcasing that you've learned what you were actually taught. So in order for us to determine that, we have a final paper. That capstone is like a final paper, like exam. Let's say use the word exam. So we rightly said, you guys, some of you selected 3 tracks, some of you selected 2, some of you selected 1. You know what you selected and you know where you belong. So what we're going to do is there is going to be 3 different topics for each of those tracks. So if we will determine whether it's going to be a group project or a personal or like a personal project, like individual project. If it is going to be individual project, it means that one person, if you select 3 tracks, you're going to write 3 projects or 3 cap. Who is this Jeffta or Motosho? As we move on to this, at some point, we will be removing people from the class. All right. So what we are saying is this. If you are going to join, if you registered for 3 tracks, it means you're going to do 3 projects. Then if you register for 2, you're going to do two projects. If you register for one, you're going to do one project. And each of those projects is on what you have learned in that particular track. So if it's going to be group, as we move on, we will decide what it's going to be. Like I said, going to be group project or individual project. If it is going to be group, then it means that you may, if you have explained, if you have been in three tracks, you are going to belong to three different groups. So you are doing projects in group one, group two, group three. If you are just in one track, you're going to be in just one group. So as we move, we are also going to like have something like course rep for each of these tracks. We're going to have something like a course rep who will be organizing. And also, I advise you guys to have, there will be, I think, Precious, I think we talked about them having a group chat, a
Yes,
WhatsApp
yeah,
group chat.
that's right.
Yes, they're going to
Yeah.
have a WhatsApp group chat
Mhm.
where everybody will be there. And then you can connect with each other through that WhatsApp group chat because you guys are one cohort. Then let me use this opportunity to answer a question that someone asked a question if we've been having cohorts like this. Yes. In 2023, we organized something like this. We had a cohort, but that was done by Edu Africa alone. And I think in 2024, Dream to Impact also had something like, in 2024, 2025, they had something like this.
2025, we had
Yeah,
something like this, but it was tailored just to graduate school alone. We
yeah.
didn't do academic or research,
So,
right? So it was tailored just to graduate studies. Yeah.
yeah. So this year, the three organizations now came together to have this a joint project. So next year we are still going to have another cohort. We're still going to decide what we're going to do next year. So
Mhm.
um, that is it. That is. I hope I have answered that question. If there is anything I didn't answer, Precious, you can on that capstone
Yes,
thing.
yes. So the capstone project, Stanley answered the question beautifully. I just want to add that there would also beyond being in tracks, you also be grouped, right, into teams, and those teams are going to serve as your accountability partners, right? So sometimes that you might not be feeling it, right, but you just need somebody to speak to, and your accountability partner will help you, but ginger you pretty much, right? So keep you in check. So we would have the general tracks, right? But there are still going to be small cohorts, small groups that will be grouping people so that they'll be able to connect better and serve as each other's accountability partners. Do you understand? And also, there might even be winning teams, right? Beyond the group, based on okay, what was the each individual performance in each team, right? Now the average performance might result to a winning team or the best team you get or the best accountability partners. Do you understand? And somebody asked in the comment section, I'm curious to know what the plan is for those that haven't been admitted yet. For those that, please, who is drawing on the screen? For those that haven't, Stanley, do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, so for those that haven't been admitted, what we did is that those who have not, because we sent out admission letter to a lot of people, about 73 persons. From what we have, not up to not everyone we sent admission letter accepted it, and the
Accepted.
deadline has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if because we sent that admission letter to both those we admitted and those that are on waiting list. Now we told everyone to fill the form, both if you are whether you're on waiting list or you have been admitted. So what we did is that after the deadline for submission of the acceptance form, we discovered that some people that we admitted did not accept it. However, there are some people that we did not admit that are on wait list
Mm-hmm.
that filled the form. So we automatically pushed those ones on wait list to fill the spaces of the people that have been admitted. Now, our capacity this year was just 73. We selected 73 persons. We admitted 73 persons. But from the responses we got, I think about 54 persons accepted the admission. And I think about 7 persons from, I'm just saying rough, it's rough numbers that was given to me by our secretary who tracks all of these things. So I think 7 persons from the wait list filled the form. So since we still have, because our capacity for this year is 73, we cannot go beyond 73. And since about 54 accepted, we have to now take 7 persons that have filled the wait list to replace. So we have currently about 60, I think 61 or 62, or thereabout. So, which leaves us with extra 7 or 8 spaces for admission. If you did not fill the form, unfortunately, we can't move forward with you. Um,
Yes.
yes, only those who fill the form, because we
Mhm.
sent out the form and we sent out the form and we gave timeline for you to fill the form. So, however, you can join and learn, but you might not get certificate at the end because we will not track. We're going to work with that list. We have our admission list. And at the same time, you might also be admitted at the same time, but at the end of the day, you might not even get certificate because if
Yeah.
you don't participate well, there's no certificate for you. We will be because whatever certificate we are going to give to you is something that you will put in your resume, and we're going to certify that you know this. So if you don't know it and we say that you know it, the reputation of our organization will be at stake. And we don't want to award it just like a university giving you a certificate when you did not actually learn anything. The
Mm.
university is putting itself into trouble. So
Mhm.
that is that for that. I think there is another question on the okay. Let's take the people that are raising their hands first. Then we can look at there are some questions in the comment section that
Yeah.
we will
So there's
address one after the other.
Alfonso Theophilus. Please can you unmute your
Yeah.
mic, right? So
All
Alfonso
right, sir. Thank you,
Theophilus.
sir. Can you
Yes.
hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so my question is during my application, I only chose one track and I wasn't really aware that I can choose more than one track. So I want to ask now that after I've chosen one track and during the sessions on Saturday, like, can I join other tracks? Although I might not get certificated for them, but can I join other tracks since they are happening at different times of the day?
Yes, you can. That is the
Mhm.
answer.
So
You
everybody can
can.
join. We send each participant the final list of participants, the schedule, right? So it's not going to just include your schedule again, it's going to include the whole schedule of research track, the and the other tracks too. Do you understand? So you can now use this to track your progress or track what particular topics you want to join, dependent on the track you selected. And for you that didn't select a particular track, I think it's also going to be good if anybody that wants to join other tracks, right? It's good to maybe send an email to EduAfric so they know and they're able to record that this is a particular track update your track, right? So that they're able to also keep progress or keep tab on what particular tracks you are in, right? So, and your classes, you're attending your classes too, and you're going to be able to get certificates. Because if you're just joining classes without informing us, you might not get certificates you get at the end of the tracks, or at the end of the program rather. Yeah, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
All right. Let me look
Yes.
at the questions in the comment section. I don't think
Yes,
there's
so yes,
anybody.
can please do that. The next question is the next is it Jeff Omotosho? You have your hand raised.
Yeah.
Jeff Omotosho. Please can you unmute your mic and speak?
Jeff Tamotosho. Okay. While he's not speaking, let's be looking at the questions in the comment section and because we are running out of time. I want us to end this in the
Yeah.
next couple of minutes. Um, okay, someone asked here. Let me check. Let me go up from here. Is it possible to send a recording of our emails? So, is it possible to send a recording to our emails? Yeah, we're going to have this recording is there. After now, we will send you the link to the recording. Okay, thank you. Okay, so are all topics you mentioned both for winners and people on waitlist? Sure. Once you have filled that form, because like I said, not all the winners or all the admitted people accepted the admission. So those who have, whether you are on waitlist or you are admitted, they you have been for because at the moment, like I said, we have 73 capacity, but only 50 something apply accepted. So it means that we have a space like 15 spaces or 17 or thereabouts. Then we have waiting list of 7 persons, which we have transitioned to being fully admitted. Because people on wait list does not mean that they don't qualify. It's just that it is number week. For the fact that you're on wait list doesn't mean you are not strong. Your application was also strong, but we are working with the capacity we can carry at a time.
I
All
just like
right.
to add that there were actually a lot of strong, in fact, deciding who would be on the program was very, very hard, right? Because you're on wait list doesn't mean that we worked according to like a particular list, right? Because you're on wait list doesn't mean you don't deserve it, right? And as you've seen, you'll be added um based on people that fill and spots that are opening, right? So everybody on this session deserves their place here.
Yeah, so can we have access to the slides and recording? Yes, you can. Okay, please, some of us can't record tracks we chose. Does the organization have details of on such? Um, well, at this time, we have details of such, but we can't go and start looking at the tracks and telling you what you applied for. So at this time, what we're going to do is this. We will be taking attendance. That is how we're going to track what you've learned because we can't, even if we decide to track, we can track it. We have your records, we have what you selected. But even if we do that and you did not actually attend those classes, we are not making progress. So we are going to do it practically. So based on what you have attended is what you're going to be certified on.
Yes, lovely.
So since you have forgotten what you have applied for, it is left for you because the events have not started, the program have not started. So we are starting it next 2 weeks after the orientation, after the opening
After the
ceremony
program
next week.
opening ceremony, yes.
The next week we are starting the training immediately. So whichever thing you have, so every day we're going to be taking attendance, and the attendance will be taken like 10 minutes after the class have started. Like for a lot of people joined late today. Unfortunately, they may not appear on the attendance list because we are also working with time. So once it is like within 10 minutes from the time it was scheduled, that's when we're going to take our attendance. We're not going to be taking attendance at the end because if we take attendance at the end, we are not doing you favor. We are not actually achieving what we want because there is something we want to achieve from this. So if you have to attend, you have to be punctual because 10 minutes after we will take attendance and 10 minutes to the end of the class, we will take another attendance so that we will be sure that the people that started were there till the end. We want
The
to
end of the
track,
class.
that is what we want to track those things so that um you don't play hanky panky with us. You don't play those two
Mhm.
and sitting with us.
Mhm.
So can the WhatsApp group chat be created for us? Yes, of course, I talked about WhatsApp group chat. Please, does it mean that the people that are in waiting list are not eligible for the training? No, no, no. I've explained that before. So how will those on waiting list know if they have been admitted? Will the admission email be sent to them? Yes, I have told the secretary to send an email, admission email to all the people that have been moved to admission list. Please, how do we know we have been accepted even though we filled the form? And again, concerning the trust can please. Okay, the question, okay, you're trying to know how you know you have been accepted. Of course, once you fill the form and we receive the form, you have been accepted. And once you are receiving our emails, because it is people, because in that form we ask you guys to put in your functional email. So it is those email addresses on the form, not email addresses on the main list of the people we selected. So it is the email address on that acceptance form that we're going to be tracking with, we're working with, is sending all our emails and all
Program materials
links,
and details. Yes.
materials and links
Mhm.
to join the program. So, and then when we create that
Mhm.
WhatsApp group chat, we might be sharing a lot of things in that WhatsApp group chat. And the only people that are going to be in that WhatsApp group chat are only people that are in that, because we asked you to fill your WhatsApp number in that acceptance list.
Mhm.
So we're going to use those numbers to create the WhatsApp group. So what we're going to do, once we do it, we send out the link, you join, we will send out the WhatsApp group link to the emails of everybody. And then you will now use the WhatsApp group link to join the WhatsApp. So that's how we're going to do it. Please, how do we know we have been accepted? Okay, this question has been answered before. Um, the talk is okay. The scholarship, okay. All right. Good day, sir. Please, with the lectures, with the lectures, be via video chat with both truly and participant joining on video. No, you mustn't join on video. You mustn't be on video. Um, but we normally we encourage being on video because it will help us to know that you're actually taking the class. It will help us to know that you are actually taking the class, because we've come to realize that some people, one thing about online teaching is that somebody will just join and be going to be cooking rice, and you will be there and talking, and you'll be feel that the person is there. So we encourage video from the beginning of the class to the end, so that from there we'll be monitoring, because how we are taking attendance is that we will we will do a screenshot. That's why we have always told you guys to write your real name, because whatever name you have, so when we take attendance, when we take screenshots, we will use those screenshots to track your names or to mark your attendance. So if you decide not to put your video, it is you are doing yourself. We might not take you seriously, but if we see you on video, we will take you seriously. So video is highly encouraged during the class, so that we will know that you are actually participating in the class and not that. Um, but the video may not be compulsory for next week, being the opening ceremony. And we expect all of you to be at the opening ceremony, and we expect all of you to to participate fully in the opening ceremony, because the opening ceremony is going to have some uh, highly placed individuals to attend. We've invited some professors, some business analysts, some practitioners in the industry, and all of that. And we expect all of them to be there on that day by God's grace. So we expect you guys to be there and to participate fully on the opening ceremony. And we also want you guys to connect with each other, because you never can tell. In the past, when I was still learning some of these things, when I was still in Nigeria, part of the people that assisted me in part of my journey are people I met online like this, during events like this. So it is advised that you connect with each other. Is there another question in the group chat, in the chat box? Okay, I think we've answered all the questions. So thank you guys. So like I said, the opening ceremony is very, very compulsory, and we will still take attendance. It's very, very compulsory because like I said, we will have a lot of people who are not going to be part of this process. They are just a speaker. Because that day we are going to have the keynote speaker, who is I think the deputy vice chancellor of Michael Abara University, and we have other professors from other universities that will also be there on that day to provide the keynote address and other things. Then another thing is that there will be an award. There will be awards for participation for exceptional candidates. Apart from this, I think everybody that attend this from beginning to the end and do all the assignments and because there might be assignments too, but we didn't mention that. It depends on the lecturer or the speaker or whoever that is going to lecture on that day. He might decide to give assignments. So make sure that you do your assignments. Make sure that you do your exams. Make sure that you participate. Participation, because all of these things is over 100, and we've given each of them mark. Participation has its own mark. Assignment has its own mark. Exam has its own mark. And participation is very, very important. It has a major mark of the whole thing. Um, exam is just, we don't even, we are not, you see, uh, the exam is going to be like more of a practical thing. So, but we are more interested in participation than even the exam itself, because we know that once what you are listening or what you are learning directly impacts more on you than what you have gone home to write. Some of you will even go and use AI and write the exam or whatever. So, but being there physically is very important. And like we said, we're going to have awards. Just like from today, there has been points given to some people. We'll be keeping this record until the end. So just like we have opening ceremony, we're going to have closing ceremony. And on the closing ceremony, that is the day that we will now give all these awards. The best in this, the most punctual, we have all of those things, and it's going to go with some prizes. So apart from the certificates that everyone that participated fully will get, there will also be prizes for exceptional candidates who have shown exception. And the award may even go beyond just giving you a prize. It may go beyond that. If we see you as a very strong candidate, we might decide to pick you up and we get you into any of the universities abroad, pay your application fee, help you in the process of your application, even fund some of your application processes. So these things are going to be there, but we are not mentioning anything that we will select, or we will do it randomly without looking back. So we just look at people who, because we don't want to um, put our small dollars on somebody who's not serious. Last year, we awarded about 10 persons, and so far, a lot of them have gotten full funded scholarships to US. And they are processing their visa, although currently there is challenge with visas for people from Nigeria. But some people who are from other countries, like a Ghanaian, which is one of my mentees now, he's currently, by next 2 weeks, he'll be going to the embassy for his visas. By God's grace, he will get his visa and come to US. The previous year, things were better that previous year. We had about 3 persons come to US through our mentorship process. The previous year, 2023, things were much, much, much better, and we had over 20 something persons come to US that year. So we've had this progress. Although going down, the number was going down instead of going up because of immigration changes and immigration challenges. A lot of people will get scholarship, and at the end of the day, they are not giving visas. Like in 2024, a lot of them got scholarships, but went to interview and were denied visas. So it's like that. But then for you to have gotten scholarship, it means that you're a very strong candidate. So, and we are proud of those people. We are still keeping them in our records, and when things gets better, because at the moment there are lots of immigration changes in the whole world. It's US have made a lot of policies or a lot of changes in the process, which has a ripple effect on other countries. So traveling abroad for studies now has become more difficult than ever. So, but we'll still find a way to scale through this process for those who are exceptionally strong. All right. I think with that, we have come to the end of today's orientation. Thank you guys for your active participation and for being part of the game. It's, as you can see, the game was very, very interesting. We're going to have something like that next week again during the opening ceremony. I think we're going to have that energizer again, and we will also give points to those who participate and do well. So be that is be be very punctual. Yes, be very punctual. Be very, very active. Participate fully in all the exams and assignments. Always. Now, finally, one more thing, please. Next week, which is our opening ceremony, we want one person from the selectees, from you guys, to volunteer to speak, to say vote of thanks, 2 minutes vote of thanks towards the ending of the session. Can somebody here and now volunteer to do the vote of thanks, thanking the Vice Chancellor, the speakers that have come to speak? I see 2 hands raised up. Which one do I pick now? Um, okay. Out of these 2 hands, the first person that raised hand was Blessing Eboha. Blessing.
Blessing Ebujaye.
Blessing. Sorry, I
Good afternoon,
didn't.
sir.
Yeah.
My full name is Osagede, sir, not the other one you mentioned.
No, we're talking
No,
about people that raise their hands.
I'm talking about
Technical
Blessing,
blessing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Blessing
Okay, is it
Ebo.
Blessing Ebojaye?
Yes,
Okay,
Ebojaye.
okay.
Oh, they have this already. Even the Abigail that we went to,
Blessing
didn't
Ebojaye,
hear
raise your hand.
that Abigail was
Can you
a good
unmute?
girl.
Yes, I raised my hand.
That
She was
was
not a cup of tea. Let me
Okay,
tell
did
you.
you
yes,
raise your hand
yes.
for
I know
the...
from that day.
Yes, I raised my hand for the vote of thanks. I wanted to volunteer.
Okay, all right. Let me jot your name somewhere for the MC to be able to. Blessing,
Okay.
Blessing
Ebojaye.
Ebojaye. Jaye. Vote of thanks. So I'll give your name to the MC to call you up on that day to speak.
Okay,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I see another hand raised up. All right, thank you. Chidinma Anukocha, you have something to say? Chidinma. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
good
Vote of
afternoon.
vote of thanks. All
Yeah,
right,
I also vote for the vote of thanks.
all right. Let's see. Let's have 2 persons in case. because that day it could be that we'll come and blessing Ebojaye may not be there. So let's have, it's better, it's always good to have two persons. So I'll keep you as the second person in case blessing disappoints us, then
No
you,
problem.
and I also keep, I think there was another person, Wachuku. Wachuku raised hand that time. Wachuku Favor. Let me also put your name.
Okay, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Thank
I
you.
also raised my hand to.
Stanley,
Yeah.
so the vote of thanks is coming from the participants, right? It's not coming from this thing.
Yeah, it's
Or they are
coming
two.
from, is there will be one that we the organizers will say general,
Oh,
like,
okay.
so
Okay,
we
okay.
want, yeah, we want the participants to, participate
Participate and appreciate them.
and
Yeah, that's a
appreciate
good thing.
the speaker. So then we
Okay.
will now on our own will end. We'll,
Okay. Okay.
so Chidema and then Wachuku Favor. So we have three persons for this. So in case if any of them disappoints us, if one person, just like we sent out admission letters and we sent out admission to 73 and only 54 accepted. And then I think there was a email that um one of that my secretary, our secretary, he called my attention to that email. Somebody said that he copied that email and I read it. Say that he got the admission letter. She, okay, I think it's a she. She got the admission letter. He was so excited about it. He was preparing to fill the form from that day until the last day. She wanted to now fill the form. It happened that the form is no longer accepting. So she was excited about it. I think we sent it out on Tuesday and we gave till Saturday for people to fill the form. So she was excited throughout the whole week and she couldn't fill the form. And by the time she now came to fill the form, it has ended. I told that person to attend and I told him to tell that person to attend first. When we see her seriousness, we will not know because we don't know why you will be rejoicing for 1 week. You will not do the right thing you're supposed to do. You're only there rejoicing. And at the end of the day, you missed out the main thing. All right. Thank you guys for your active participation. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that the person was rejoicing from Tuesday until Saturday, couldn't fill the form. All right. But when we see the person, when we see, I told him to tell that person, to reply that person to indicate, because I don't know that person. We don't know the person. So if you indicate and if you kind of reach out to us personally and all of, if we see your participation both in the opening ceremony and we see you attend other things, then we might see if we can consider you. All right. Thank you guys for your active participation and do have a wonderful day. I will stop the pausing. You can now start leaving because myself and my group will remain in the call.